Let's try a little thought experiment. How many times this week have you said, "I'm fine," when you were anything but? The question comes, "How are you?" And the words just fall out of your mouth. It's a reflex. "I'm fine, thanks. How are you?" But on the inside, you're overwhelmed, exhausted, or wrestling with something heavy. What if I told you that each time you do that, you're not just being polite or dodging a difficult conversation? You're actually creating a tiny fracture in your most authentic self. You're sending a quiet message to the deepest part of you that your truth isn't worth telling. That you aren't worthy of your own truth. These small, seemingly harmless acts of self-abandonment are the single biggest threat to your self-worth. Over time, they don't just crack your foundation, they can shatter your identity. That automatic "I'm fine" is a subtle form of self-deception. It's a mask, and it feels protective. It shields us from judgment, from conflict, from the fear of being a burden. But every time we put on that mask, we are committing an act of self-abandonment. Self-abandonment is when you consistently put the needs, feelings, and expectations of others ahead of your own. It's when you ignore your own emotional, physical, and psychological needs to get approval or avoid a fight. Think of your authentic self as a solid core structure. Every time you deny how you really feel, every time you say yes when you mean no, every time you smile through pain, every time you tell yourself to just power through the exhaustion, you're taking a tiny hammer and tapping against that structure. At first you don't even notice the damage, but over months and years, those taps create hairline fractures. And the lie isn't just to other people, it's to yourself. You start to believe your real feelings are inappropriate, too much, or a sign of weakness. This creates a dangerous disconnect. You begin to live as a performance, a curated version of yourself that's more acceptable to the outside world. The problem is, the more you perform, the more you forget who you are when the curtain falls. The fractures get deeper, your identity becomes fragmented, and you're left with a hollow feeling, a sense of emptiness, even when you have everything you thought you wanted. This is the slow, silent erosion of the self. So, how does this happen? Why do so many of us become masters of this self-deception? It's not a personal failing, it's usually a survival strategy we picked up a long time ago. For most of us, it boils down to a few powerful, deeply ingrained reasons. First, there's the achievement trap. Our culture is obsessed with productivity. We learn from a young age that our value is tied to what we accomplish. Good grades, promotions, a bigger salary, these become the metrics of our worth. This creates what psychologists call conditional self-worth. You feel good about yourself if you succeed, but one failure can trigger intense feelings of shame and inadequacy. In this culture of human doing instead of human being, just resting can feel like a failure. High achievers in particular fall into this trap. They're praised for being strong, independent, and capable. So, admitting to burnout or sadness feels like a threat to the very identity that's brought them success. Saying "I'm not fine" is terrifying, because if your worth is based on your performance, then admitting you can't perform feels like admitting you're worthless. This pressure often starts in childhood, where love and attention might have been given more for achievements than for just being you. Second, we build the mask because of the fear of being a burden. This is a deeply human fear. We are social creatures, wired for connection. The thought of rejection or abandonment is a primal one. Many of us learned in our families that our needs were an inconvenience. We might have been told to stop crying or had our feelings ignored. As a result, we learn to suppress our emotions, to be easygoing and low maintenance. We start to believe that if we show our messy, complicated, true feelings, people will leave us. So, "I'm fine" becomes a strategy to keep the peace and secure our spot in the tribe. It's a way of saying, "Don't worry about me. I'm not needy. You can keep loving me." It's a subconscious trade. We sacrifice our authenticity for what we think is safety. The tragedy is that this behavior actually prevents the genuine connection we crave, leaving us feeling profoundly lonely. And third, we create the fragmented self. The psychologist Carl Jung believed that a healthy psyche requires integration and honesty. When we consistently deceive ourselves, we can't form a coherent identity. Instead, we create multiple versions of ourselves. There's the work self, who is always on top of everything. There's the friend self, who is always fun and supportive. There's the family self, who never rocks the boat. We become actors playing different roles, and eventually, we lose track of the real person behind the masks. This fragmentation is the ultimate self-betrayal. When you live in a state of internal dishonesty, you lose trust in yourself. You can no longer tell the difference between what you truly want and what the roles you play demand. This is where the shattering of identity happens. You look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back, because that person is a collage of performances, not a whole, authentic being. If any of this is hitting home, if you've ever felt that gap between your smile and your soul, just know you are not alone. This is an incredibly common struggle, and if you're finding this helpful, go ahead and subscribe for more content on reclaiming your authentic self. So, how do we start to heal these fractures and reclaim our identity? It's not about suddenly announcing all your deepest struggles to the barista. It's a quiet, internal process of rebuilding self-trust. It starts with 3 powerful shifts. Step 1. Practice micro-honesty. You don't have to go from, "I'm fine" to a dramatic confession overnight. The journey back to yourself begins with small, almost unnoticeable acts of honesty. Think of it as micro-honesty. Instead of the automatic "I'm fine," try a slightly more truthful yet still contained response. It can be as simple as, "I'm a bit tired today," or "feeling a little off actually," or "I'm holding a lot right now." These small statements might not feel like much, but they are revolutionary. They are a way of acknowledging your own reality without feeling dangerously exposed. The even deeper practice is internal. Before you answer anyone, just take a breath. Check in with yourself. What are you actually feeling? Just noticing it for yourself, without judgment, is an act of self-validation. You are signaling to yourself that your inner state matters. Each time you do this, you lay a new brick in the foundation of self-trust. You are learning, moment by moment, to stop abandoning yourself. Step 2. Decouple your worth from your work. This is a game changer for anyone caught in the achievement trap. You have to consciously and deliberately separate your inherent value as a human being from your output and accomplishments. Your worth isn't something you have to earn, it's something you already have. Start by redefining success for yourself. True success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. Begin to celebrate things other than productivity. Celebrate rest. Celebrate setting a boundary. Celebrate saying no to something that would have drained you. Ask yourself a powerful question. What do I want to model for the people I care about? Do you want to model a life of relentless, anxious striving, or one of balanced, authentic fulfillment? Pursue your goals from a place of self-respect, not from a place of fear that you need to prove your worth. This shift changes everything. It allows you to enjoy your wins without being defined by them, and to weather your failures without them shattering you. Step 3. Cultivate inner validation. For so long, you've likely looked outside of yourself for approval. The final and most powerful step is to bring your focus inward. Cultivating inner validation means becoming your own source of comfort, approval, and compassion. It starts with self-compassion. When you mess up, or when you feel difficult emotions, try treating yourself with kindness instead of judgment. Remind yourself that it's human to make mistakes and to feel sad, angry, or scared. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's a measure of courage. Practice just sitting with your emotions for a moment, instead of immediately trying to fix or numb them. Your feelings aren't problems to be solved, they are messengers trying to tell you something important about your needs and boundaries. By listening to them, you are honoring yourself. Over time, the opinions of others will become less important, because you will have built a powerful, loving, and unshakable relationship with the one person who will always be with you, yourself. That habit of saying "I'm fine" is way more than just a social pleasantry. It's a symptom of a deeper self-deception that slowly erodes our identity. We fall into the achievement trap. We're terrified of being a burden, and we end up fragmenting ourselves into a collection of masks. But you can break this cycle. It begins with micro-honesty, learning to tell the truth in small ways. It continues by consciously decoupling your self-worth from what you do, and it solidifies by cultivating a strong source of inner validation. This journey isn't about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. It's about healing the fractures and integrating all the parts of yourself, the strong, the tired, the joyful, and the sad, into one authentic being. Real strength isn't pretending you're fine. Real strength is emotional honesty. It's giving yourself permission to be human. Your truth is worthy of being heard, especially by you. So my final question to you is this: what is one small, honest truth you can tell yourself today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might be the validation someone else needs to hear. And if this resonated with you, please consider sharing it with someone who might need this message. Thank you for watching.